What's up, everyone? All right, so here we are, Monday morning. Worst way to start the week. Red day recap, down $5,800. That's really frustrating. Now, when I had my big red day last week, a lot of you guys were asking, Ross, why don't you use stops? What happened? You know, you've got your daily max loss. How did it get away from you? So this is sort of the thing. When you're learning how to trade as a beginner trader, you want to have your daily max losses. You want to use stop limits because they prevent you from having a big screw up. It's kind of like learning to ride a bike with training wheels on. You know, it just prevents you from falling hard during the time you're most susceptible to have a hard fall, which is when you're learning. But you're not going to win the Tour de France with training wheels. It's just not going to happen. When you get to a level of trading where you're really competing to be, you know, one of the best traders out there, you can't have those restraints on you. And so for me, I take off the stop losses. I have my daily max loss, but the way it works is that if I'm below that level, I can't take a new trade and I can't add to a position. It doesn't mean I can't keep holding a trade that's, you know, going red or that I'm trying to work my way out of. So, you know, sometimes, even in the Tour de France, some of the best cyclists in the world, they come in a little too hot on a corner, they hit some gravel, and, you know, they're off on the side, and that's it, you know? So that's part of the deal with trading and competing at a high level is, you know, taking some risk and being aggressive, knowing that you've got this you've got this built-in intuition of when to be aggressive and when not to be. And you can usually count on it. And usually I can. Over the course of the last 3,000 plus trades, I've been right about 70% of the time, and I've made over $1 million. Now, that's over the last 3 years. Since the small account challenge started, I'm right around $960,000 of profit, you know, which is to say that this strategy works. Being aggressive works, but sometimes you're gonna fall off your bike, you're gonna skin your knee, and you know, it happened real bad last week, and it happened a little bit today, but I always get back on the bike, and that's the important thing. So it's not about how many times you fall down, it's about how many times you get back on. So back on, of course, first thing tomorrow morning, not gonna trade again today, but tomorrow morning, we'll be back at it, live, pre-market, right around 9:15 for our pre-market watch list. All right, and I wanna remind you guys, tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to host a free workshop. So I'd love for you guys to register. Check it out. We'll talk about risk management. We'll talk about how to find strong stocks. And we'll talk about where to get in and where to get out. So for those of you guys who are at the very beginning of your journey trying to learn how to trade, this workshop is free. It's going to be a lot of fun, really valuable. All right, so I look forward to seeing you guys there. And as usual, any questions or comments, leave them below. I'll come back through and answer them later this afternoon. All right, everyone. So we're going to do midday market recap here today. Go over the trades from this morning. Red day recap, which is disappointing. You know, I mean, obviously red days aren't fun, but it's just part of the deal. Today's a day where the watch list was just totally dead. There was nothing on the watch list or the pre-market scanners that looked good. I ended up taking a couple of trades off the high day momentum scanner, and I lost on all 3 of them. So 3 losses, and I was like, that's it, I'm done. This is it's not worth continuing to trade. I kind of am struggling with what I want to use as my daily max loss, because when I'm trading with 9,000 shares, you know, and it's just so fast to be down like $2,100 or $2,200. I was down $2,800 on BOXL. It's past my sort of $2,000 max loss, but I'm like, you know, it's one trade, it's so quick. What if something does end up popping up that's a really good opportunity? You know, that maybe 2,000 is too tight of a max loss. Now, of course, today if I'd used it, I wouldn't have taken these next 2 trades, and that would have been better. You know, I mean, that definitely would have been better than where I'm at today. But I've also had days where I went into the red, and then we ended up having great opportunities, and I just kept trading, and you know, I was able to get myself out of the hole. So I don't really know what the right thing to do is on this. But in any case, so the gap scanner this morning, so here we go. So CRIS was our leading gapper this morning, gapping up 80%. However, I wasn't confident in it. The float of 32 million shares made me a little nervous. I mean, right here, I was kind of like, okay, this actually looks okay. But then right here before the bell, it dipped down. And then once the bell rang, it sold off even more. So it just kept going lower. So no opportunities to trade this. It was on the watch list as a maybe over these levels, but it didn't break those levels, so no trades. During our workshop tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to talk about risk management and sort of the methodology that I use. Not that it's right 100% of the time, but over the long haul, and this is over the course of thousands of trades, it certainly works more than it doesn't. And the $500,000 of profit last year can attest to that. So this year I'm sitting at around $125,000 of profit, which is good. It has me pretty much on track for a $500,000 year, as long as we as long as I can maintain my daily average from last year, then I'm in good shape. This year for sure I've had now a single red day that was far bigger than any red day yesterday or last year. So that's drawing down my average daily profits quite a bit. But I'm averaging about $2,200 a day. So as of today, my projected 2019 is $484,000 if I just average and coast for the rest of the year without having any big days. So, I'm kind of like right on track right now, which is a slight bit below or behind what I'd be tracking. Let me cancel this. So, let's see. All right. Let's see. So anyways, CRIS, no trades on that one. Didn't look good. NCTY, this one, gapping up 56%. The bell rings, it sells off. No trades, no opportunities. Just super red. And this is kind of we were talking about, whether to short this out of the gates, but I didn't really want to do that. I wasn't confident enough that it wouldn't, maybe pop up a little bit. The bell rang and it just sold off. That one was red. So our leading gappers, CRIS and NCTY, both red. So nothing there. All right. First trade off the high day momentum scanner, BOXL. BOXL comes out with news right at 9:40, which was $4 million investment. And I saw that and I was like, $4 million investment, that's a good headline. We've got actual news on it. It's hitting the scanners. It's popping up. So as it popped up here, it pulled back just for a second, and I did a little micro pullback with an entry at 27, and my target was breaking over the $0.50 of 350. It popped up to a high of 338 here, and then dropped down, and I stopped out right here on this candle for a $2,800 loss, which was a bummer. So lost about 30 cents per share on that one. That was $2,800 in the red pretty much right away. Next one on the scanner, we had AETI pop up. This one's annoying. It got in at $1.10, popped up, made some money, got back in at $1.25, dropped down, stopped out, gave back my profit. So I jumped back into it. I don't know. I got in obviously high when I got back in at 25, but I thought that the way it was grinding, it was going to keep going, and it kept going a little bit. Well, actually not really, only to 26, and then it rolled over. So so that one didn't work, and then YVR hits the scanners and is halted. This one also had news. And I should have probably said, hey, BOXL didn't do very well. Let's maybe just leave this one alone. But I did take a trade on it. I got in this one, and you can see this 1 minute micro pullback here. I got in at 39. It hits a high of 50 and then drops all the way down to 387. I stopped out at about 405 or 410. So lost about 30 cents on that one. So keeping my stops at about 30 cents, which is a reasonable stop for me, and given my position sizes, this is sort of the result of those types of losses. It's not surprising, but generally a little disappointing to have a good-sized red day here. I'm trying to be on a kind of consistent green streak, but, getting hit with another red day. So I suppose the warning sign this morning was that, the gap scan was dead. There was nothing that looked good. The two leading gappers sold off. But, breaking news can, in the middle of a slow day, give you some great opportunities. But that just didn't happen with BOXL or YVR. Despite the breaking news, both of them ended up selling off. So disappointing there, but we've still got 4 days left in the week, 4 days left in the month. So, there'll be, I'm sure, some good opportunities here coming up, and hopefully we'll be able to, I'll be able to recover this week and have a nice green week by the end of it. All right, so again, reminder to join me tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, for our workshop. I'll be talking definitely about risk management, talking about the big loss I had last week, and it'll be a good workshop. So that's tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to call it a day here and shut things down and be back at it first thing tomorrow morning. All right, everyone, I'll see you guys all first thing in the morning. If you're still watching, you must have really enjoyed that video. So why not subscribe and get email alerts anytime I upload new content? Remember, when you subscribe, you become a member of the Warrior Trading family.